Hi friends, welcome back to Urban Throttler. We will be talking about the average today, how much mileage you can expect after installing all of these mods. So this is the usual traffic in which I travel daily, or almost 4 days a week around this time only. It's around 3 o'clock, and right now I'm getting a mileage of 43. Now what I did is, when I left home, I reset the trip A, and let me just see the trip A. How much is it? It's 14.9 kilometer, and in these 14.9 kilometers the current average is 43.8. Now this is the average, or I would say, even if you don't have to expect that much, just say that on an average I get an average of around 40 after installing all of these mods. Now if I talk about mods, I have installed FuelX Pro Plus. I have the Red Rooster exhaust with Engage air filter and Iridium spark plugs. Now these are all the performance mods that I have done. If I talk about the mapping, I usually ride in 6th mode, 6th, or maybe it could be 5th. I don't usually prefer more than 6th in traffic conditions. What I would suggest to people who expect or who want better average after installing an exhaust or air filter and all the other performance mods, you can ride it in 3rd to 4th or even 2nd mode, because the first 4 modes, 1 to 4, are designed for fuel economy. It would not prioritize your performance or your pickup or the throttle response. It would simply prioritize your economy, the fuel economy. In 5th to 7th, I could say that it is an average mode where it could balance. It's more of a balanced mode where it would give you a fuel economy of around, I would say, even in bumper to bumper traffic, it would give you an average of 35 to 38. And if you drive it in more than 7th mode, 7th, 8th, 9th, or maybe 10th, especially 8th, 9th and 10th, it would give you an average of around 32 to 35 somewhere. It won't give you an average of less than 30 in traffic. Don't worry about that. In highways it could. Now you might be thinking that why would it give average less than 30 on highways? Because on highways you will be, if you will ride it more than 100, 100, 110, 120, then of course please don't expect an average of more than 30. So above 100 it would give you an average of less than 30. Again, 24 to 30ish that I have got on this bike. I have also tried it in 10th mode on highway driving, cruising it on 110, 120, and I got an average of 25. Of course you can't just keep your bike at 110 all the time. You would have to release your throttle after every few minutes, just to let the bike breathe and relax. Yeah, so that's pretty much it about the average. Right now, if you can see, the average is 44.9. Earlier when I told you the average, it was 43.9, and 43.9 to 44.4. So you can clearly see that the average was increased by 0.5 in this traffic only. So I did not do anything. I'm riding while I'm talking, and I did not ride it very harsh. And it's not that I'm getting a free runway to let the bike run at the same speed. I'm just cruising at, now I'm saying cruising because I'm cruising at a very minimal speed, around 40 to 50. I'm not pulling harsh brakes. So usually what people would do is they would throttle a lot, they would try to ride rough, they would tight brake, then again throttle like this, they will then brake. Now this won't give you an average of 44 or even 40 in the bumper traffic. You would have to ride it slow, peacefully, and just first release the throttle instead of applying the brake. If you have a lot of gap, and if you sense that you would have to apply a brake after 100 meters, so my suggestion would be first release the throttle. If you still feel that a brake is needed, do it, but do it slowly. Okay, so you could only do all of this if you're riding slowly. You can't do all of that if you're riding too fast. So see, I could ride fast right now, but I won't, because I am prioritizing the fuel mileage. Now a lot of people would think that why would you install all of these mods if you have to ride it slow? I have to ride it slow on these conditions. The reason I have installed all of these mods is for throttle response, for quick acceleration, and a better performance on highways. I did not install all of these mods so that I could ride it roughly in traffic conditions. That was never my priority, and that should never be your priority as well. That is my suggestion to all the fellow riders. So yeah, this was all about the bike's average. Now yeah, since we're ending the video, you can see that it dipped to 44.2 because the traffic increased. So yeah, you can expect a average of 40 from CB350. Again, just to add, this bike is of 2021. Again, I do not know whether this would hold any significance over other bikes, but I have read a few comments where people have mentioned that they do not get better average on their CB350, the ones that are recently released. I do not know the difference, but yeah, this bike is of 2021. I bought it in January 2021 to be specific. It's around 4 years 10 months and some days. So yeah, and I have ridden it around 22,115 kilometer to be specific, and this is the traffic conditions in which I ride daily, and still I get an average of 40, and this usually happens. So yeah, let me know in comments below if in case you are getting a better average or not, and feel free to ask any questions around the mods. I have created a whole series of episodes where I have talked about the performance mods, all the mods that I have installed in detail, so feel free to look at those episodes as well. And yeah, thank you all. If you have not subscribed, please do like the video if you like it. Thank you so much, friends. Bye bye.